Should be good.
Okay. Alright, go fix your teeth.
Oh yeah.
Did you say you were filming?
Yes. Can you move a little to the left? My left. Okay. Yay! Okay, so my friend Olivia came to visit me this weekend because she lives in Korea. I live in Japan. And I figured we can just sit and chit chat about living in foreign countries. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between. So you live in Korea.
Yes.
How long have you been there?
I've lived in Korea since February, so about 7 months.
7 months. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate
Korea?
living in Korea?
8.4.
8.4.
Yeah, 8.4.
What's the best thing about living in Korea?
The best thing about living in Korea is the food.
The food.
The food. And I study Korean, so I get to talk with Korean people every day. So I really enjoy that.
Good.
8.4, solid.
8.4 solid. As for Japan, I'd give it I'd give it a 9. I'd give it a 9.
Why? What's the best thing so far?
I really like living on my own. I feel like living in a foreign country on my own. Living on my own for the first time, and then just adding the foreign country on it just makes it that more exciting.
Yeah.
Kind of, because I also get to practice my Japanese every day. I have no choice. I don't know, it's like, you have to survive, so good luck.
You have like no choice. Almost. Like a lot of my friends, they live in Korea and they don't know any Korean, but they're doing well enough. But a lot of times they're like, I don't know what anybody's saying.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to adjust, I think, if you know even a little bit of the language. So for anyone who is planning on living in another country, definitely recommend, at least trying to learn the basics. It'll help you make, connections easier, make things like ordering food easier. It's important.
Yes. If you're gonna move to Japan, I suggest learning how to read. At least hiragana and katakana. If you don't want to do anything else, just do that. 'Cause that can help you so much. And you'll pick up things quickly. But yeah, I couldn't imagine... Excuse me. I couldn't imagine not knowing Japanese and living here. I think that would stress me out too much. But it also depends on the person.
Yeah, because when I think about, like, my friends ask me, do you want to live in Japan? Would you try living in Japan? I say I'm hesitant because I feel like it would be too difficult not knowing Japanese, because I've never lived in a country where I didn't have some knowledge of a language, so I don't really have that experience of going completely blind. So, I don't know, I've never tried it, so maybe in the future.
Maybe. Actually, this is my way of telling you that she's moving in. And we're getting married.
In June.
In June.
Summer wedding.
Summer. The florals.
Yes.
All the florals.
Outside, we'll find a nice barn. Anywhere.
In Japan? Anyway, so let's talk about the bad.
The bad things.
What's one bad thing about living in Korea?
The worst thing is probably the internet. Korea has like the fastest, like best internet like in the world probably, but they have these like stupid security identification laws. So if you like don't have a phone number like me, it sucks. You can't like make an account on like clothing websites, you can't order anything online, you can't even make an account on McDonald's to order McDonald's online.
Oh my god.
So it's like pretty irritating when you try to do anything on a Korean website. If you don't have that, you are pretty much blocked out of it. So it's my own fault, I guess. Next time, I'll just get a contract phone. It's not that hard. I don't know. Just lazy. Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy.
Yeah. So that's the hardest thing for me. Understanding dialects sometimes. Yeah, that's probably it. Understanding dialects or older people sometimes because they enunciate less and use older words. So sometimes I don't know what to say. So yeah, but other than that, that's really it. That's probably the most irritating thing I've encountered, which is really not much when you think about it. So overall, I would say living in Korea is fairly comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with Japan. It's very comfortable here. And I'm more comfortable here than I am in America, which is surprising to me because I'm just one big ball of anxiety. But here, I'm not anxious.
Yeah, like living on your own will definitely help you build confidence and kind of force you to, you know, do things on your own. Like, no one's gonna clean your apartment for you. No one's gonna like chase out bugs. No one's gonna like make doctor's appointments for you. You have to call and do all that stuff yourself. And like, I mean, you can do that anywhere when you live on your own, but when you live in a foreign country, it kind of magnifies the challenge.
Yes.
So
100%.
when you overcome those challenges, it's actually a really good feeling.
Yes, it'll thicken your skin.
Yeah, for sure. That's gross.
Sorry. The worst thing about living in Japan, I don't understand when men talk to me. Not like in general, not like not like dating wise.
Men talk to me and I don't understand why.
Like just the way men talk. It's very like rough and like bro-y.
Yankee or whatever.
Yes.
Korean boys talk like that too.
It's the worst. So like when girls talk, it's like, yes, I know what you're saying. I can do this thing good. No, when a guy talks to me at work or something.
Like question marks.
Yeah, I'm like,
milk.
I know, like this guy at work, he asked me, I thought he asked me, do you know how to use chopsticks? And I was just like, yeah. He really asked me, can I run? And I was just like, I just volunteered to run for my school sports day, thinking he was asking me about chopsticks.
That's not good.
So...
Just break your leg, it's fine.
That was fun. I ran, so that was fine. But that's just one example. What else is frustrating? I guess kitchen space. Kitchen space. I mean, I feel like I got lucky with my kitchen, but even so, it's still small. Just like cook things in that small little section that I can't do. Plus, my sink is atrocious.
I live in a one room about the size of a walk-in closet. Imagine. It's enough for one person, but it's very suffocating at times. But I live in kind of a very busy, more like central area in Seoul, so it's the option really. It's just a one room. So I hate my apartment, but in all honesty, I hate my apartment. But it's a place to sleep and eat, and that it is what it is. So I'm thankful to have that.
I hate not being able to say everything that I want to say because I can't, or I don't know how to say it. So things get jumbled and it's confusing, and I feel like the people here don't really know me 100% yet because I can't communicate on their level and vice versa. So it's difficult to make relationships.
It'll happen. You make relationships.
The good kind?
Yes, the good kind.
Yay.
It's a big differences that you really feel. Like, I mean, there's the typical differences, like everybody's Japanese. They drive on the left. Stuff like that, but like other like minor differences that you like really notice.
It was interesting to get used to the money because it's all change.
It is all change.
I have so much change. I'm used to just swiping a debit card, but you can't do that here. Like debit cards aren't really a thing, and credit cards are hard to get. So I'd say that.
Okay. The thing that is a lot different in Korea is like a cultural difference, I guess. It's when you're walking on the street and you bump into something or somebody or drop something or make somebody trip or something, you don't say excuse me or sorry. And when you're trying to get through, like people just like push shove you, or they'll take up the whole sidewalk. And they have like no consciousness of like other people's space, because I don't know why, I feel like in America we have that big like, oh, I'll hold the door open for you, oh, I'll say excuse me, and like stuff like that.
Yes.
In Korea that doesn't really exist. So you will get shoved, you will get like people going all over the place, like not acting like they don't really know where they're going, just kind of wherever they feel like.
Okay.
So if you go to Korea, don't take that personally. Like
That's
it can be really hard to like, you're like, oh, this woman just pushed me out of the way, like on the subway, and like she's probably older, so like they do that. And B, people that's just how they are. They don't have that consciousness, that kind of spatial awareness, in my opinion. That's what I experienced. So don't take it personally if you get like knocked over and they don't say sorry.
Japan is the total opposite.
Yeah, they like bump into you, like
yeah, even if they don't touch you, they'll be like, oh, come inside. And they'll like bow for 10 years. Yeah. They're so polite here in Japan. Yeah. Which is, I guess, is like the extreme. It's extreme how polite they are. I
feel like by our American standards, if you want to put like a filter on it, Koreans, I guess, could be like considered rude. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're rude at all. I actually think they're very kind, most of them. Not everybody. People are really genuine there, but it's like they have that kind of tough attitude. It's almost like a New Yorker attitude.
Okay.
So once you get through that, they're like some of the kindest people that you meet. But not obviously everybody's different. Not everybody is nice. Not everybody is rude. But so if you go to Korea, don't think they're don't feel bad. Don't think that people are pushing you around and hating you and stuff. It's not true.
In Japan, they'll just say they're sorry.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing that I feel like I experience is just getting shoved everywhere. Getting like body checked and people are on their way and they don't say sorry and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. In Japan, you have to get used to bowing a lot. I mean, it was really easy for me because I love bowing. I mean, I loved it.
Bowing.
Hobbies, bowing.
That's it.
That's it. I really like bowing. So if you come to Japan, expect to bow a lot. A lot. If you're sorry for something, if you want to be like, oh, I understand what you're saying, just all the time. Bowing, bowing, bowing. And sometimes the bowings don't end. Because like
a bow off.
Yes. I was with this old woman. And she was just like, oh, thank you. And I was just like, oh, no problem, no problem. But we kept doing
you're
it.
Like backing away from each other.
Yeah, we're backing away from each other and we're bowing and bowing. I'm like halfway out the door. So like you'll bow a lot. I guess that's a cultural difference. Paper. They waste so much paper in Japan. It is ridiculous. There's just constantly paper memos thrown at your desks. Paper things are like tossed around each desk. You have to circle that you saw it. Paper everywhere. It's such a waste. They are personally responsible for deforestation. Deforestation caused Japan. Like,
I didn't know that.
So much paper. And I'm like, we live in a digital age. Like, you don't have to just send
me
an email.
Like internet memo things. Like, send me a memo online.
In Korea, you won't have deforestation.
Best thing about your job. Hardest thing about. I won't say worst because I don't want to be like. Bad talking jobs and stuff, but like the hardest part.
Okay. The best part about job. I can't speak. The best part about working in Japan is I really love my coworkers. I know that that's like a situational thing.
Yeah.
But I really like fitting in. I guess this is both my hardest and difficult mixed together because the hardest is like fitting in. To an already systemated system. Yeah. And with the language barrier, it's like you don't know the rules and no one's gonna tell you if you're being rude. They're just gonna expect you to know. And if you are rude, they're not gonna tell you because they're gonna feel bad and they don't wanna make you feel bad. So they'll do subtle things to be like, oh, are you cold? If you like your shirt's too low or something.
That's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be very stressed.
So like it's hard to get yourself in there, but once you get into the rhythm, once the hard part is over, then the good part is being a part of it. And it's just like, oh, Boreto Sensei's here, and it's just like now you're like one family. So that's what I really like.
Yeah, the hardest part is
the hardest part is fitting in, but then once you're in, that's the best part.
The best part of my job is actually the kids. And before I was a teacher, I was like, I don't like kids. Don't like them. I don't want to be around them. They scream. But now working this job, I have like some of the cutest, like most precious kids. I have some little, troublemakers, to use a word that is nice. Troublemakers, but most of all, they're so good and like funny. Like they make class like really enjoyable.
My camera collapsed.
I was just talking about how I go home and order a whole pizza.
Yay! I guess another good thing about the job is I get to use my Japanese in the school. If you work here, as a teacher, definitely ask before you start speaking Japanese. Like in elementary school, I don't really speak Japanese too much. Actually, that's a blatant lie. That's a blatant lie. I try not to, but it's hard because once the kids know you know the language, they're just gonna speak to you in that language. So it's like
all my kids know. So it's kind of like a win-lose, because if they talk crap about me, I know. So nothing gets by me.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. So I wish I just kept it secret that I knew and just waited until they like said something, and then I just turn around and be like, I'm like really the moms of the kids, I say the moms because it's always the moms that care the most. They are paying for their kids to come and speak English, not to, have Korean hour like every other hour of their lives. So I try really hard not to speak Korean in class. With some of the my coworkers, I have to because they don't speak English. But the younger kids is actually probably where I use the most Korean, because when I give directions, they don't understand no matter how basic I make it. So sometimes I have to. Or if like the little kids sometimes they get into like a little mood and they have like a little crisis and they start crying in class, that's when I'm not gonna try to get them to speak English and tell me what's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's probably the time I use it the most.
Yeah.
So
definitely use your judgment.
Yeah.
But it's good practice too.
Yeah, it's great listening practice.
It really is. Like, I like when a kid speaks to me in Japanese and I understand everything he said. It's great. Right now they're doing debates, so they're practicing writing their sentences and everything. So they're going from Japanese sentences to English, and that's difficult. So like when they write an English sentence, I read it, I'm like, I know what you're trying to say, but can I see your Japanese to maybe fix it?
I do that too. They're trying to ask me a question or explain something, or they ask for a definition of a word and it's like completely out of context. So I'm like, tell me in Korean what you want to say.
Yes.
And then I will tell you what you should say.
Yes.
Because I don't know that word on its own. I'm like, I don't know what. There's a couple ways. I don't know. There's a couple definitions.
Yeah. So I say it's fun. It's like, oh wow, I can do this. It's a good feeling.
The kids probably will definitely like you more. I say.
Probably more comfortable.
Yeah, they'll probably feel a little bit more connected.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I use like. It's probably not the right word. I keep going. Finger quotes. So.
Yay. Okay.
All right.
So let's end. So what is the program that you use to get to Korea?
I used a recruiting company called Adventure Teaching. I had to think about it for a second. They're a great company. They're really communicative. They're really nice. They have a lot of information and they make the process really quick and really simple. But it's mostly for jobs at academies. So it's not public school or anything like that. So if you are looking to teach, it's a great way to start with a teaching job. But it will be at an academy, probably. So that's what I used. The whole process took maybe 2 months, and then I was over there. Across the whatever.
Across the pond.
Across that water.
And I used, I'm in JET program. So the process actually should be, excuse me. So I applied last October, early November. I think the deadline, it opens up like October, the beginning, and then it ends like November 14th or something. So it should already be almost done. So if you're applying to the JET program, you should already be done. If you're not, you're not gonna get in. I don't wanna
light a fire under your bottom.
Get to work. Bottom fires. The whole process takes a really long time. So November is the deadline, and you don't hear from them until maybe the end of December if you made it past the first round. And then you get your interview. You don't find out if you got an interview until January. Your interview is done until February. Yes, so then after that, you don't find out until late March if you got into the program. But even if you get into the program, you could be on the waiting list, which I was on the waiting list, but I was only on the waiting list for like 2 weeks, and then I got upgraded into the program.
That sounds like a lot of stress.
It is a lot of stress, but it's very worth it. It's really difficult to get into the JET program, but
yeah, it makes sense. They're giving you 5 years to teach in Japan, and
yes, and they pay for your flights to and from, and they set you up with housing for the most part. Every situation is different, basically. You'll hear that phrase a lot.
Every situation is different.
Yes, but it's very worth it. You like to pay for your visa, everything. Everything is set up for you, basically.
So that effort that you put in kind of pays off.
Yes. So if you have any questions about the JET program, feel free to ask me, and I will answer them.
I don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that, so
don't
ask me questions.
Yeah, don't ask any questions about Korea, because I don't know.
But if you're interested in adventure teaching, they have a great website with a lot of information. So
I'll put the website down below. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. We're gonna go to Takasaki now
Eat some ramen.
and eat some ramen and go to the mall.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay, bye.